Hola a todos, ¿cómo les va? Estamos en nuestras clásicas de entrevista del ECO y hoy tenemos una nota muy especial que la hacemos fuera de nuestra redacción y también que la vamos a hacer en otro idioma por respeto a nuestro invitado, que también habla en otro idioma, pero vamos a utilizar un lenguaje universal que es el inglés para poder charlar. We are in this interview section and today we have the privilege of being one of the world leading figures in punk, Campino, leader and singer of the band 2000. Hello Campino, welcome to Tandil, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.
The first thing that to ask to you is why Tandil? Why do you choose Tandil to come?
Well, since we came to Argentina for the first time in 30 years ago, we always wanted to know more about the country than only Buenos Aires.
Yes.
So we had the idea, with every visit we're doing, check out a different area.
Yes.
So Córdoba, Mendoza, Bariloche, Salta, Rosario, a lot of towns. And so we had a finger on the spot of the map and said,
Yes.
We haven't been to Tandil.
Yes.
And friends said it's a very nice area and a lot of people go there for holiday, and so we said, okay, that's good, we need a holiday too. That's why we're here.
Yes. Do you walk for the city?
Well, yes, we will do the city. Yeah. We've been around outside in the areas and it's lovely.
I have read and listened a lot of your interviews with the media in the previews of the show in Obras and La Trastienda. You are very generous with the media. That is something unusual. But I want to repeat the question, I hope. 30 years after the first visit to Argentina, do you reaffirm that bond with the local public?
Yes, we do. I mean, there's the language barrier. I do my best, and in private, I get along with me Castellano. Brighty is really good speaking. Yes. But above that, it's all about a feeling. It's sentimental.
Yes.
And it's we share so much passion, the football, love to football, the love to music, the humor.
Yes.
And so it is. We feel very comfortable coming here. And after 16 journeys and trips and visits, it is a part of our history, and it is a part of our feeling that we are at home.
Yes.
It's our second home, I think.
Wow, nice. This photo was taken at a show in performing in San Telmo, and I think that that talks about you and your followers. Is that?
Yeah. I think this sums up a lot of our adventures here in Argentina, especially in Buenos Aires. We had lots of wild concerts, free concerts on the street, as well as this one, also one near the cerca de Avenida Santa Fe,
yes,
at the American tattoo shop. We had just wild nights and days with all our fans and supporters here. So this picture pretty catches what we are thinking of when somebody says Argentina.
Yes. The playlist of Obras had several contributions of songs by Argentina bands. Do you like to take some advantage for each this kind of song of the countries when you visit different countries, or is something only with Argentina?
Well, wherever we go, we want to show the people our respect.
Yes.
So we are, trying to learn from their music scenes. We want to show the people that we are aware in which country we are in. But with Argentina, it's very special because also we had a very strong relationship with Pil,
yes,
the singer of Los Violadores and Pilsen. And he was the guy who had our music on a tape. And he gave it to famous DJ Russo,
yes,
and said, you have to listen to this, maybe you play it on the radio station, it's really good stuff. And Russo said, if you say it's good, we play it without me listening before. And that was our first time on the radio in Argentina. So there was a friendship between Pil and us that has grown over the years. And now it's our first visit since he died, and we wanted to pay him tribute. So that is why we play every evening quite a few songs from his life work,
yes,
you know.
And the public obviously.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think it's great that the people remember him with those strong, good vibes.
Yes, yes. Punk culture was born as a protest against the establishment, and today that idea is valid with another issues to the central topic. Do you understand which one are the topics that is important for punk culture?
Well, we all, you know, grow up, we get older, hopefully we get a little wiser every here and there. And I think punk is just a label for a kind of youth rebellion that always repeats itself. You would find a lot of nowadays punks in the hip-hop movement.
Yes.
And that is totally okay. Every time needs their own heroes. And in comparison to when we were young,
yes.
we were we chose ourselves to be outsiders, and we didn't want to have to do anything with the mainstream.
Yes.
And nowadays I see we are in a different position. We are there for combining, to bring people together, like parents with their kids, they come and celebrate together. And we don't want, you know, there's the anger of youth and this power, like we had it in the old days, it's not there anymore, and it's perfectly fine that it's not there, because we have, you know, like in every life, you have to adapt to what you are. And I'm a 60-year-old person. I love to bring people a good time. I love it when people make friendships at our concerts, and I'm very, very happy if everything is peaceful. And I wouldn't like those fights and roughs from the old days anymore. I'm done with that.
Okay, yes. I think words like rebellion, underground, protest, can this spirit be maintained without falling in the clutches of capitalism or corporations?
Well, I think still, I mean, we open our mouths to society problems, and still we all are, I think we are begged and bitten, and we are forced to react on racism, on fascism in our society. And of course we have to fight on the for political reasons with the same power we used to have in the young days. But we have to concentrate on what is important for us and what is not important. And that's a hell of a difference.
Yeah. The recently released song, Alles sagen das.
Alle sagen das.
Alles sagen das is about a hyperconnected world and social media. Another great discussion. Obviously, we are doing something wrong as a society. Do you know? Do you agree with that?
Yes, I think it's weird nowadays that people don't bother to prove statements which are done by politicians or anybody else, you know. It's enough if you say, well, everybody says it, so it's true.
Yes.
You know, I'm not sure, but because everybody says it, tell you it's the truth. And this is a very dangerous moment, and in that song, we're kind of taking the piss of this way of arguing in society.
Yes. Well, before finish, I know that you're not fully involved with World Cup of Qatar, but you follow your true passion of football, Liverpool and Fortuna. But in these days in Argentina, do you see Boca Juniors celebration?
Yes. I had to choose because I only had one Sunday in Argentina. And mi hijo is with me.
Ah, yeah.
So he's not a football hardcore guy. And I had to choose, bring him along to San Telmo, you know, peaceful life in the streets, and show him great places and go and have a glass of wine in the afternoon, or go to the football where we had tickets in the one of the fans' curvas.
Yes.
And it's not easy because you're recognized as a European. The people know you're an outsider, and it can get a bit like pressure.
Yeah.
And so I thought, no, I go for the drink in San Telmo and with my boy. But some others were there from the crew, and they said it was extraordinary. It was really brilliant. And I watched it with my son and some friends in a bar, in the Gibraltar bar. And it was funny, everybody was going crazy also.
Yes.
And I mean, the finish of the results was incredible. Yeah. It was really, really nice. And so congratulations to Boca. It was well done.
Do you think that Argentina lived, especially the passion of football?
Whether they
live.
Yes, man, of course. Everybody knows that. In the stadiums, it's really a great atmosphere. It's always dangerous if things get too much, you know, because I'm out of that age. I don't want to be people hurt. In those moments, my love for football vanishes, like it goes to nil. You know, when I was a teenager, it was, you know, terrible in Europe, especially in England. There was a lot of fights. There got people killed. And I always cried about that. I always hated that because I thought that kills the idea of football. For me, football is something to bring you together and to shout at each other, but that's it. Make good jokes against each other, but not getting physical anymore. It's a stupid reason, you know. So I love when it's getting hot. I love wild atmosphere and shouting and dancing. But it should never go over a certain border to become ugly. I don't want to have any ugliness.
In Argentina, some particular debates. One is Maradona or Messi, for you?
Well, for me, I mean, they're both incredible footballers, but I think Maradona left a deeper stamp into our hearts. Yes. You know, you hated him, you loved him, whatever. He was a victim of circumstances. And I think Messi was, if I think about Messi, it's all about the sport. It's all about his greatness as a footballer. But I can't remember too much from him, like which was irritating in society. I think the person of Maradona's got much more highs and lows, and he's much more a figure like you and me, you know. He had his big mistakes, and that in a way makes him lovable. Yes. You know, I naturally didn't like him because I'm an England fan, and I very well remember the way he went past all the players, making us look ridiculous, and then the hand of God, all that. And I very much later I understood how important that was for Argentina after losing the war. And for me, it's totally okay, but not on that day. No, I understand it meant a lot more than football in that moment, and that is okay. And then I read one day Maradona. He was bothered by the media always following the paparazzi, and he got a gun. And I love that. So it's something I wouldn't do, but sometimes I think I would like to do it. So I said,
Maradona style.
That was good.
Maradona style.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Campino, thank you very much for staying here, and success in what are coming. Yes.
Thank you very much, and see you tonight.
Campino, líder de Dayton en el Eco de Tandil.